What if the Roman Empire had never fallen? Sounds like a crazy what-if question, right? But it's not as impossible as it might seem. For more than 1,000 years, Rome was the strongest power on earth. Its roads connected nations, its armies crushed rebellions, and its ideas, patriotism, engineering, and law still shape our modern world. But in the 5th century, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. Corruption, a failing economy, and barbarian invasions tore it apart. Europe slipped into chaos and the so-called Dark Ages began. But imagine this. What if Rome didn't collapse? What if it survived? Let's go back to the year 476 AD. History tells us this is when Romulus Augustus, the last Western emperor, was removed by a barbarian general named Odoacer. But what if things went differently? What if the reforms of Diocletian and Constantine actually worked? The borders stayed secure, the money stable, and instead of wasting resources, Rome invested back into its people and its infrastructure. In this alternate world, Rome never truly falls. By the 6th century, Europe remains united under one Roman flag. Now think about the language. If Rome never collapsed, there would be no French, no Spanish, no Italian, no Portuguese. Instead, everyone might still speak a single, powerful tongue, Imperial Latin. Imagine how fast education, reading, and communication would grow with one common language. Religion, too, would look different. The emperor would still hold power over the church, meaning no split, no Protestant Reformation, no centuries of bloody religious wars. Christianity would be unified and the empire would remain stable. By the 8th century, Rome might expand deeper into Germania. The Rhine and the Danube would no longer be borders, but highways of trade. And with stability comes technology. Picture steam-powered aqueducts, gas-lit Roman streets, ironclad war wagons, and even airships flying the Roman Eagle centuries before anyone else thought of them. By the 10th century, Rome could have had its own industrial revolution. By the 13th century, the empire stretches across Europe, North Africa, and deep into Asia. Trade flows without borders, standardized money keeps the economy strong, and slavery slowly fades, not for moral reasons, but because machines and labor groups replace it. Public education is mandatory. Engineering schools thrive. Gladiator fights are just a memory, and when Rome sails west, it isn't brutal conquistadors who land in the Americas, but Roman engineers, builders, and settlers. Native civilizations like the Aztecs and Inca face a power that builds roads instead of burning temples. Even pandemics might play out differently. With Rome's knowledge and infrastructure, diseases could be studied, contained, maybe even cured centuries earlier. And instead of the Renaissance being a rebirth, it would simply be a continuation of Roman art, science, and philosophy. Imagine Leonardo da Vinci not rediscovering lost ideas, but building on a tradition that never stopped. And politics? Of course, Rome would still face civil wars and power struggles, but they'd be inside the empire, not world-shattering conflicts between nation-states. Without separate countries, there's no World War I, no Hitler, no Holocaust, no nuclear arms race. Technology like nuclear power might appear, but as energy for progress, not weapons for destruction. Rome's biggest rival wouldn't be France or Britain, it would be China. Imagine the Han, Tang, and Ming dynasties facing not a divided Europe, but a strong, unified Rome. The competition would be fierce, but mostly through trade, culture, and ideas rather than endless wars. Fast forward to today, the year's 2025, Rome still exists, steady and bureaucratic. It faces climate change, digital chaos, and global challenges. But instead of TikTok and internet drama, Rome focuses on solar farms in Africa, tidal energy in South America, and high-speed aqueduct rails connecting continents. Citizens carry tablets, laws are enforced, and the empire endures. But here's the real question. Without collapse, without rebellion, would we still value freedom? Would humanity still push back against authority? Would we ever question power or truly appreciate progress without struggle? Maybe Rome never really died. Its laws, symbols, and ideas still echo today. In our governments, our architecture, our courts. Maybe the better question isn't what if Rome never fell, but did it ever really fall at all?